Today we're going to talk about a starter kit for baby chicks. This is something that you can get through Cackle Hatchery. It's a good temporary starter kit for your chicks to have ready for them when they arrive. In this starter kit you get some instructions on how to raise baby chicks, some good pointers on everything from feeding them to lighting to temperature, what kinds of feed, symptoms, care, and this type of thing. In the kit, you will have some brooder guard. We'll explain how to set that up in just a moment. We also have a brooder lamp, and this lamp we recommend to either use just a regular 75 watt bulb. We recommend not to go over 150 watts. Typically, for most situations, a 75 watt bulb works well, and this starter kit is really designed for about 25 or 30 chicks. If you probably need another brooder lamp for every 30 chicks that you add to that. But you would just screw this part on, and then you screw the light bulb in here. This lamp has an extra 15-foot cord that you'll find helpful, since extension cords are kind of a fire hazard with different connections and coming undone, this type of thing. So this has 15 feet, so that is real helpful. And then you have a clamp mechanism. So you can clamp this on, position it however you want. We'll talk about that in a moment. But you can swivel this, then you can lock it down so it stays there. So excellent little brooder lamp to get started with. The starter kit also comes with a drinking fount. This is the base, and this is the top. This is called a screw-on type. It's all made out of poly. It washes up well. You put the water in it, put the base on. You screw the base, if I don't cross thread it, start it on level, make sure it's down snug, tip it over, and place it inside the brooder. So this is one of the watering units. You also have two other watering units. These are the base only. You'll need to come up with some mason jars. So you can just take a simple mason jar like this. That fits, it's real loose on it, but it works off of suction. So again, you'll fill up the mason jar, put the top on, flip it over, hold the base because it's not screwed on like this one, and then you'll set it down in the brooder. Another mason jar, fill it with water, put the top on, hold the base, flip it, and then you'll set it also into the brooder. The starter kit also comes with two feeders. Pour the feed in here up to the top. You take the base. There's three little areas. There's an open slot that you'll find at the bottom, and then you twist it so that little slot goes into those three little areas that holds it. And then you turn it over, and then the feed just kind of dispenses out. And so you have two feeders for your starter kit. One other item in the starter kit, which is real important, is a little thermometer that you'll need to lay on the floor underneath the lamp. And for the first 3 days, you want to make sure that it reads about 100 degrees. 99 to 100 degrees is the ideal temperature for the first 3 days. And then you'll drop it about 5 degrees every 5 to 7 days after that. That's a general rule to keep the birds comfortable. And this is real important. If they're not at the right temperature, the birds will get sick or come down with colds. Really recommend to maybe put down a sheet of insulating 4x8 sheet board. You can get it at a lumber yard. Usually this is some insulation board they put on houses. Now what this will do, if you lay it on concrete, concrete is cold and draws moisture. So anytime you have heat on concrete, It pulls the moisture from the concrete and gets it up into the pen. So this will act as an insulating barrier. And the reason that's important is two reasons. It will help keep the birds comfortable and dry. And then one of the other very important reasons is if you get that moisture buildup, you get bacteria and coccidiosis, which is very deadly to young chickens. It can kill them within 24 hours. So it's important that they have dry bedding, bedding that doesn't have moisture in it, and bedding that's cleaned out on a daily basis. So if you have a concrete floor, really recommend this. Even if you have a wooden floor, I recommend this because a wooden floor traps moisture and builds up bacteria, and that can be very deadly to baby chicks. Take your brooder guard, and we'll just unroll this. You may need to back roll the ends just a little bit, and you'll need a stapler to kind of staple the two end pieces together. What we recommend to do is put shavings down, and the shavings you need to use large shavings. You do not use sawdust because the chicks will eat that and it will kill them. And you want to use large shavings because smaller shavings, they'll try to eat that too, and they cannot digest that and it becomes toxic. Do not use cedar shavings because it will kill them also. It's got toxic chemicals in cedar shavings. So pine shavings, large shavings would be the ideal bedding for the birds. The recommended shavings are a large shaving similar to this right here. It's not sawdust or little pieces. Shavings would be the ideal bedding because they're large chips and they'll move around and dry out as they turn it up, as they scratch around. Chips or mulch is not recommended because they're too big and bulky and they don't turn as well and it'll pack more. We want something that kind of stays loose. So what we would like to do, you'd take, and you can purchase this down at a local feed store. This does not come with your starter kit. As far as cleanup and moisture, putting down newspapers before you put down the shavings, it's a little bit easier to clean up because you can take the paper and kind of pull the paper together and pull it together and dispose of it. So get it about 2 to 3 inches of shavings inside, and you can actually, if you want to try to get it round, just kind of throw it up against the brooder guard, and that'll help hold the brooder guard down in place. And then what you want to do is refrain from grabbing the brooder guard and pulling up, because then the shavings will go under it and it'll help destabilize your brooder guard. Once you have that, what you will want to do is put your feeders and waters and locate them in different places. Okay, so we've set up our brooder guard. We have about 1 inch to 2 inches of large shavings. We have a heat lamp set up. We only have a few chicks for this, so this lamp will hold is good for about 25 to 30 chicks to get them started. We're starting out with a 75-watt bulb. We're in a room that's about 70 degrees, so this should be adequate. This reflector lamp has a clamp, so it could be adjusted and clamped onto something real solid if you had some type of tripod in here. We're going to just clamp this to the cord, put a little slack in it so we keep the tension off the electrical. Tighten it up to stay right about there. And we're going to drop this down to about 12 inches to start out with. We're going to turn the light on. And we're going to put our little thermometer, and we're going to locate it in different spots. We want to have about 100 to 105 right about here for chicks that you're getting in the mail. they'll need to have their body warmed up really well. So we want 100 to 105 right here, and it could be like maybe around 90 to 95 in here. So this little thermometer will just kind of help you judge the temperature. And we're going to set this up. We're going to hang this just from the ceiling so it's secure. And we're going to put it in the middle, and we're going to keep it away from the waters and feeders so they can come in here and get warm. And then when they get too warm, they can also get away. So we have our temperature regulated about where we want it to be comfortable. We have waters set up, and we really recommend that you put really, really warm water in these when we first get started. Birds that arrive in the mail, they need their body temperature warmed up a little bit, so this will help get their temperature warmed up also to begin with. We have regular chick starter in our feeders. When we get our chicks in the mail, we want to open up the box. You can just put the chicks down, but we recommend to just give them a fast dip in the water so they know what the water is. Just dip their beak real fast so they get kind of an idea what the water's all about. Another idea you can do the first day on arrival is to put a little bit of tissue cloth down, paper towel, and sprinkle a little bit of feed on that towel. And you can do that for the first 24 hours. That helps the birds find the feed real easy and helps them start to eat. So we want to continue dipping all the birds. So we have all of our birds in. We've got the temperature regulated. We have water and feeding units off to the side. This brooder system is good for about 1 week to 2 weeks to get them started. And again, we recommend to have this set up in the house or an extra room or garage or enclosed porch. If you're out in a shed and it's pretty cold out, you may need to have a 100 watt bulb in this unit, and it may need to be dropped down lower to provide enough heat. So again, you want to be in a building where there's no draft or wind. And this is a kit that Cackle Hatchery offers and works well to get your birds started for the first 2 weeks.